Hey everyone, hope you guys are all having a lazy Sunday like me, okay? Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. I have a quick message today, and before I get into the reading, maybe because of all the cheating readings that have been coming out here the last 2 weeks, but there was a video that popped up on my feed and I thought it was interesting. So I'm going to share it with you guys. I'll even put it down in the description box if you want to watch it yourself. But basically, it was talking about the 4 steps that lead to cheating. Okay. And so it starts off with the first step, which is emotional distance. Then the second step, which is the opportunity that presents itself or the temptation. Okay. The third step is rationalization, which is when people start to rationalize why it's okay to be doing what they're doing, okay? And then the fourth step is when you break the line or when you cross the line. Now, I thought that was interesting. I wanted to talk about that for a second because my reading from yesterday was kind of I guess you could say indirectly touching on that subject, right? So what I could reflect now looking back, what was going on in that first reading is that someone in the collective, you might have reached the step, the first step, emotional distance. The second step, the opportunity presents itself. But when it comes to the third step, of rationalization, that's when someone drew the line and realized that this, whatever's happening, the opportunity is not able to be rationalized. Okay. And I feel like that's just what's interesting, first of all, is that, I guess statistically, 40% of people cheat in relationships. Now, I didn't know it was that high, but when you think about these steps, these 4 steps, I feel like there's not very many people, I guess, because what's interesting is that the opportunity will always present itself, and I believe in that as well. Okay. And you've seen it. You can see this. This is it's obviously, I mean, look at the kind of generation that we're in, even with technology and everything. I mean, there's just a whole scene out there. So if you are able, okay, so you have emotional distance in the relationship, the opportunity presents itself. If you're able at that point to turn around and cut something off, okay? In German, there's a saying, there might be a seed, but you can like suffocate the seed. So the seed might be there, but you can suffocate the seed before it grows. And I feel like that's the next step of the rationalization. So when you get into the phase of, you're rationalizing your own behavior and why it's okay to fall into the temptation, that's when the seed starts to grow, right? So when we're talking about trust in relationships, right? Trust, and this is my opinion, okay? Trust shouldn't be based off of control. I don't want to be in a relationship with someone where I feel like I have to control them in order for them not to cheat. I would hope that even if the opportunity presents itself, that whoever, I'm in a relationship with, they would maybe see that something is a seed, it is a possibility, it is an opportunity, it is a temptation, but they're able to suffocate the seed right then and there, okay? Because we can't really go through life expecting for there never to be another opportunity for someone to step out. It's just not realistic, okay? But in contrast to that, what I feel like someone here in the collective went through is that maybe you in your relationship or in a previous relationship, both of you had maybe the first 2 steps of that, in the 4 steps here, okay? So both of you felt emotional distance. Both of you had an opportunity that presented itself. The difference is that you did not go on to the step of rationalization, okay, or crossing the line. The other person did. So I feel like that's something for someone to think about, okay? Maybe someone needs to watch that video. Like I said, I'll put it in the description box. Now, the other thing that came up for me is I keep seeing in my mind's eye, like very long text messages, okay? Like extremely long, like paragraphs, okay? And this could be conversations that you had with a friend, okay? Now, I'm not getting that this is like yesterday's reading where it's like maybe something same, opposite sex. This feels more like a friend. Like if you're a girl, then you're talking to your girlfriend, okay? If you're a bro, well, I don't really think men send paragraphs to each other. I gotta be honest. So it's giving me like, a friendship with a girlfriend, right? Because long paragraphs. And there's something here. Okay, so you could have a friend, if you're a feminine, where you send each other extremely long messages. Okay, this could be the kind of friendship where you guys will send each other voice messages that are like 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, or like 10 minutes, whatever is your jam, I guess. But it's that kind of a thing, right? Or you take screenshots of conversations with someone else and you send them to this friend and you're like, oh my God, look at what they said to me, and like, look at what they're saying. And then, that kind of a thing. I'm seeing that kind of a conversation going on, okay? Now, the other thing that I'm getting here is that what came to me is that you could have had a conversation with this friend about someone in your life. Like, for some reason, I'm getting like a breakup, okay? Maybe you decided to break up with someone, or this could have been you contemplating breaking up with someone because of this person's very controlling tendencies, okay? So you could have been dating someone who was very controlling in some sort of sense, or, very verbally abusive sometimes, or, just very nasty towards you, okay? But I keep getting the word controlling. Like you could have told a friend about someone's controlling tendencies, okay? Or something like that. What else did I get? Yeah, something along those lines is what is coming to me, okay? You talking to a friend, having very long conversations. Oh, what else came to me is that this might have been some sort of a friend that put a focus on, like, I'm with this friend's energy, okay? How this friend's energy is coming across is they will give you advice and they'll tell you that they don't agree with certain things and that you should think over certain things. But this is also the kind of friend that tells you that you need to do what would make you happiest, okay? It's like they talk like, you need to think about, if this makes you happy, or, if this is going to change, something like that. This isn't the kind of friend that's going to like put pressure on you to break up with someone. It's more like someone that keeps, like, they listen to everything you say. They'll tell you that they don't like certain things, and they'll tell you to consider certain things. But at the end of the day, you need to think about what makes you happy. Okay, that's kind of the friend vibe that I'm getting here. So let's see, what is this? Also something about maybe you telling this friend, maybe you told this friend something about like, okay, so I'm getting something of like a guilty conscience, okay? Now this might tie into the reading from yesterday, the one about integrity, okay? So I don't know if you had a situation in your life where you were in that situation where there was emotional distance in a relationship. The opportunity did present itself, just like my reading from yesterday. But when it came to the part of like rationalization, you couldn't rationalize it. So maybe you started developing like a guilty conscience about something, okay? Maybe you started to feel bad, okay? Maybe something started to eat at you a bit. Maybe this was someone that you confided in this about, okay, this friend. I'm also getting something about the phrase like, it feels like I'm cheating. Okay, something about that. It feels like I'm cheating, and you might have not liked that feeling. Okay, it might have gnawed at you in some sort of way. There's something here about feeling guilty. Now this might be you, or this might be someone else. Okay, it's that limbo right between the opportunity and the rationalization. It's like someone here couldn't go make that step. Like you couldn't rationalize something. Okay. And maybe something in these messages with a friend is that process in you, okay, that was going on where you're like, I can't rationalize this, like this, you know, something like that. I don't know. That's what's coming out, though. That's what's coming out. So let's see what's going on. The Knight of Cups, the Fool, and the Queen of Cups in reverse, the Magician in reverse. Okay, very interesting. The Two of Wands, a choice, or not just a choice, but it's like the limbo. So the second step, the second step of the opportunity has presented itself. There is some sort of temptation, okay? But it's like, it's the choice. There's something here about you having to make a choice, or this is the past. Now we have the Knight of Cups coming out with the Fool. So this could tie in, I feel like it does in some sort of a sense. So, you know, someone being very kind, someone being very affectionate, or being very empathetic, being very caring, something about a new beginning, okay, taking a risk, something about maybe taking a risk towards something, okay, some sort of, you know, someone coming towards someone with an open heart, I guess. Now we have the Magician in reverse, though. So this speaks of manipulation, okay? And then we have the Queen of Cups in reverse, which is giving me like an energy of someone being jealous, someone being cold-hearted, someone being over-emotional, someone being emotionally imbalanced. Huh, okay, let's see. Why is the Knight of Cups here? The Ace of Cups. Yeah, this is about love. The Six of Cups. So, okay, so what I'm getting here is that maybe there was even like a weak point for someone here where you were questioning your own emotions, okay? Maybe you were scared of falling in love with someone, okay? Or not falling in love, but you were scared of something, some sort of an emotional bond becoming more than, you know, what you wanted it to be, okay? Maybe you were worried that that could develop into something like that, where you have some sort of like affinity towards someone, okay? Friends. This is something that you could have told a friend back then, okay? The Page of Cups. Yeah, this has something to do with emotions, okay? An offer. Somebody being kind, someone being very caring towards you, someone like, this could have been something where maybe you were broken up with someone, okay? Maybe you had already broken up with someone in the past, and then there was someone new that was showing you a lot of affection, and they were being very nice to you, okay? And you were maybe confused, or maybe you felt like it was too soon, or maybe you felt like it didn't feel right. I mean, this could even be that kind of a feeling where although you are broken up with someone, right? Even like allowing some sort of attention from someone new feels like cheating, okay? Or it feels like it's too much, or it doesn't feel comfortable because you're actually still, with your heart, you're still in love with someone else, right? Or it could also be, like I said, if it's about this friend thing yesterday, maybe you weren't broken up with the person, okay? Maybe it was more of like a break or something like that, but there was an opportunity that presented itself of someone that was just more understanding, and you could feel an emotional bond with someone, but you did not want it to turn into something deeper. You did not want it to go towards like, you know, love or romance. You didn't want to feel that way. Maybe you were worried that it would go that far, okay? If you kept like entertaining something, okay? What's the Fool? The Hanged Man. Okay, we have Pisces energy here. A decision. The Four of Cups. Yeah, so this has something to do with having to make a decision, okay? And the Four of Cups, maybe a decision about, you know, rejecting someone or rejecting something, or the Fool comes out again. Yeah, some sort of a new beginning, or going towards what feels good to you, or what makes you feel free or enlightened, or some sort of a jump into freedom, okay? Going towards freedom. I feel like you might have broken up with someone, okay? But it could have been, like I said, so that's where maybe these screenshots come in that I'm seeing in my mind, or this like phone conversation with someone. Maybe you had broken up with someone because you felt like they were very controlling, or they were making you very depressed, or they were, you know, treating you badly, or they were just not being very nice to you, okay? You could have felt like you were being abused in the situation, you know, not physically, but maybe, you know, mentally and emotionally, okay? So what's the Magician in reverse? The Six of Swords. So you left something behind, or someone moving on to calmer waters here. A Queen of Pentacles. So we have a Queen of Pentacles here that's manipulating something in order to get out of something, get away with something. The Two of Swords, creating some sort of confusion, creating some sort of a blockage, creating confusion here. Why is the Queen of Cups in reverse here? The Queen of Wands in reverse. This has something to do with someone. I feel like I don't feel like these are people per se. I feel like this has more to do with like the energy of a person being insecure, being jealous, being very jealous, being very controlling, being very angry. But it's interesting that it's feminine energies coming out, because in the what came to me as the download was that you are a woman talking to another friend that's a woman about your person. So I don't know if you're in like a same-sex relationship, that could be it as well, okay? But if you're not, then it's you talking about a masculine being very abusive or being very jealous and controlling towards you. So I feel like it's interesting now that this is coming out this way, or maybe, you know, just take it how it resonates, guys, okay? Just flip it around however you need it. The Five of Cups. Yeah, this has to do with you or someone here feeling sad about something. The Seven of Wands, feeling sad and putting up a boundary, feeling sad and defending oneself, feeling sad about somebody defending themselves or standing up for themselves or fighting back about something. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords at the bottom. Okay, tell me more about this Knight of Cups, please. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, I feel like, you know, you don't want to be the kind of person that strings people along. You don't want to have multiple options. You don't want to have, you know, two people up in the air. You don't like that. You don't want that, okay? That's not you. You're not out here, you know, playing multiple people at the same time. You don't like this energy of not knowing, okay, or feeling imbalanced, okay? Something is not in harmony. It's like, I don't know. You know, you don't want this. You don't want the wishy-washy back and forth. You don't want to have multiple options. Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, the twin flames. What I just say, I was just talking about balance, okay? For you, it's very important to feel like you are in balance, like you have Zen inside in your soul, you know, that you're in a relationship that complements each other. But I don't even feel like that's really what it is. I feel like this card is more about you need to feel balanced, okay? You don't like being in limbo. You don't like being in the in-between, okay? So this is the truth here about empath narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, and putting up boundaries Putting up boundaries in order to feel balanced. Because you don't want to... Why is the Two of Pentacles in reverse giving me like you don't want to lead someone on, or you don't want to have multiple options? Abundance. Keep a positive mindset. Manifest exactly what you want. Abundance. Why is abundance here? Imprisonment. Concern in reverse. Yeah, honestly, I feel like this is about like your inner turmoil, right? You feeling trapped in a situation, you feeling really stuck. You're not someone, you don't like this state of mind. Like you don't like feeling, what it's giving me is you don't like feeling like, you know, like you're in the in-between, okay? This is the moment where it's like, I can't, this is the step before the rationalization. It's like, you're not someone that can rationalize it. Okay. You cannot take that step. It's like, you need to do something to get out of that, because you can't go that way. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't sit right with your soul. There's something here that made you just feel stuck. Like, it's like, something doesn't feel right. Like I can't rest. Like, it's like, you know, there's some people that can deal with guilty conscience. There's some people that can't deal with it at all. There's some people that can, lead people on. There's some people that can't do it at all. And I feel like you're one of those people, you can't do it. You can't justify it with yourself. You can't rationalize it. You can't sit there and say, oh, this is okay that I'm doing this because blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you can't. Okay. So you're someone who has like a pretty, honest and upright head on your shoulders, I want to say. And, anything that makes you feel like you're going against like a certain moral or ethical code, it just makes you uneasy. Like I can feel it. It's like, ugh, I don't like this. I don't like this position I'm in. Okay. It's like, yeah. So, but why is abundance here? The truth. The truth. You want to live in truth, okay? Or this is the truth about something. The Hierophant. Yeah, this is something about your integrity. Honestly. It's like you're someone, you want to live. It's like you need this. This isn't even an option, okay? So you're the kind of person where you really need to feel like you're living an integral path, or you're living up to your highest potential, or you're being a respectful and respectable person. Like you need it. It's like an inherent need. Okay. So anything that gets you in a weird predicament, it will start to make you feel really weird. You'll start to feel icky. You'll start to get up in your head. You'll start to feel trapped and like, oh gosh, like this doesn't feel right to me. Okay. So, the Hierophant is all about like traditions, integrity, values, okay? Living up to like the highest path. You want to do things the right way. You live by the code. You die by the code. You live by the sword. You die by the sword. That kind of a thing, okay? And you don't believe in leading people on. You don't believe in having multiple parties, having multiple options. You don't believe in wanting to charm people and use people. It's like, I feel like whoever you are, you got yourself into a predicament, not on purpose. And you were left in this predicament going like, oh no, I don't like this. This doesn't feel good to me. This feels really uncomfortable and I can't live like this. Like it's doing something to me in my psyche. It's making me very uncomfortable. And, yeah. Okay. So what else here? What's this Ace of Cups? Page of Cups. A mask. This has to do with someone not showing true feelings, hiding, personifying, pretending. Someone wearing a mask and hiding something. Okay. Tell me about that. Wearing a mask and hiding something. About a group of people, everybody collaborating, or you asking your friend for advice, or this is about a group of people collaborating together. What is the Three of Pentacles? Knight of Pentacles in reverse and the Five of Cups. Does that have something to do with hiding sadness or pretending, or feel like You have to pretend or hide that you're sad. Knight of Pentacles in reverse is about not knowing, not being able to rationalize something, okay? Not making rational decisions, not making practical decisions. I mean, this could honestly just be as well. It's like you not able to rationalize something here. You cannot think about this. You can't like this. What is the Knight of Pentacles in reverse? Messages. There's something here about messages, okay? And I feel like these are the messages with you and a friend, of like a normal friend, like a, you know, girlfriend, something like that, right? Where you are sad and depressed and you're like fighting with your conscience and you're fighting with what's going on inside of you and you're fighting with this sadness and you're fighting with your own feelings about a predicament that you've gotten yourself in. And like I said, the Knight of Pentacles in reverse for me is like, I can't rationalize this. This doesn't feel right. It's making me sad. Maybe you even turned to this friend to talk about all this because you needed advice or you needed to talk to someone about it. You needed to like get your emotions out and have someone else as an outsider tell you like, you know, help you figure this thing out, right? Help you figure something out here. So tell me more about that, please. And you guys are always like, you need new cards. I'm like, yes, I know. They're so old, but, you know, it's like, it's something sentimental at some point, right? It's like, yes, I could get new cards, but then it's like, but these are my cards. You know, it's like, what am I going to do when my cards don't have these crazy tears in them anymore, right? So outdated thinking, replaying events over in your head. Yeah. This is you replaying things over and over with someone, like going through it, talking it out, bringing everything up. It's like maybe even talking about, you know, if you had just gotten out of a relationship with someone else, or you were in a relationship with someone else that was toxic, like a very toxic relationship. Maybe, you know, you were talking about this relationship with this person and it's something like that, where you're just like explaining everything, okay? Or maybe this is even like, I don't know if this is even like voice messages, like, you know, what I was saying, it's like voice recordings where you're just talking about someone being controlling. I can't make it up. See, that's exactly what I was getting to at the beginning. Mirror. You were talking to your friend or you're talking to someone here about a relationship that you had where someone was being very controlling, okay? They were being controlling, and I kept getting that word too, controlling. Something about how controlling they were, or just how, you know, maybe you felt oppressed in a way, or you felt restrained in a way, or you felt like they were, you know, just being nasty to you in some sort of way, okay? Just being very manipulative. It feels like someone that was very manipulative and very, you know, one-sided with you and didn't really want to listen to you, but wanted you to like jump, you know, whenever they needed something, or someone that was very like a high maintenance kind of a thing, right? So that's what these messages were about here. So what's the Fool? Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so now something is coming to light here. Something is being exposed about a King of Cups, Knight of Cups. So this could be the person that you were a bit of in a predicament about, okay? Or it's the person, you know, take it how it resonates. There's a King of Cups here. A betrayal. And the thing is, though, with this betrayal, like I said, like at the beginning here, I'm pretty sure you did not betray someone here. Okay? You did not cheat on someone here. You didn't fall into the temptation. Even though the opportunity presented itself, you did not cross the line. But for someone who has, you know, this, this in them, the Hierophant energy in them, okay? For someone who is, you know, live by the code, die by the code kind of a thing, right? You have a very set standard set of values, I guess you could say. And especially when you're in a relationship, like loyalty, faithfulness, honesty, those things are like very important to you, okay? But especially faithfulness could be extremely important to you, because that's what I was getting yesterday. You live by that. So if you're, you know, if you are then in a bit of like a weird predicament where the opportunity has presented itself and you're having a good conversation with someone else and you're realizing you're kind of on the same wavelength with this person, and, you know, they're being very nice to you. They're very understanding. They're very empathetic. They care. You talk a lot to this person. Even just doing that will start to feel bad. Okay? You haven't crossed any lines. You haven't rationalized your behavior. You haven't, you know, developed emotional feelings for them, or you haven't allowed yourself to develop any kind of romantic feelings towards this person. You haven't had any kind of a physical relationship with them. But just the fact that this even is in your life is already feeling like it's going against your morality. Okay, so you could have felt like it was cheating, even though you were not cheating. Okay, but I hope you get what I'm saying. It's like just the fact that the opportunity and the temptation is in the room, even though you have not gone to do anything with it, just that the fact that it's there already feels like cheating. It's already like, no, this is, you know, why is this here? Why is this in my life? Why is this around? Why am I even fighting with myself on this? Why am I, you know, and it's like, I can feel it like this for someone is a predicament. Difficult situation, because you're like fighting a little bit with yourself and like trying to figure out what this is and why you feel this way. And it's, you know, I feel like it would be different if you were in a very happy relationship, right? And then something like this present itself, it's like a no-brainer, like, you know, whatever. But if you're someone that's in a very unhappy relationship, very toxic relationship, you know, very controlling, someone that's very mean to you, someone that's very hot and cold, on and off, pushes you away, you know, treats you, puts you down, can be very degrading towards you, you know, says really mean things towards you, and then someone like this walks through the door that's so caring and nice and empathetic and so, you know, it's like, yeah, that is a temptation, right? It is an opportunity. But that's why I'm getting like for one of you guys, like this person was the test. And it was this kind of a test because Spirit knows how your values are. Okay. If you're going to get tested by God, you think God is going to make it easy for you? You think the divine is going to make it easy for you? You're not going to get tested when you're really getting tested, okay, by things where Spirit's like, oh yeah, you'll do, no biggie, they got this one, okay. You know, this was a predicament for someone because it was like, this might have been someone where you felt like, wow, they have everything that I could have ever wanted in someone, but you know, you're still dealing with someone else, or you're still connected to someone else maybe, or even if you had just broken up with them like 2 days earlier, they're still in your mind, they're still in your heart, they're still, you know, you still have something with this person. And that predicament is like, even if nothing happens here, the fact that this even exists is, it feels wrong to you. It feels wrong because you're not someone that plays with people. You're not someone that has multiple options. You're not someone that 2 times people. You're not someone that, you know, while you're in a relationship, you're out cheating or you're out texting or you're out doing this. And I feel like this person that came into your life, you probably met this person on accident. You weren't looking for this person, okay? Because that's why they're a test. You were not looking for them. You were not out searching for them. You were not going to clubs and meeting people. This person probably came into your life by accident. And that's what is like, it could have been a very overwhelming time for someone here. And I mean, I feel like that's why I wanted to kind of start the reading off with that video that I saw, because look, from what I've seen the last couple days here, I feel like every single person will at some point have the opportunity to cheat. Drop it in the comments if that opportunity has presented itself to you and how you dealt with it. I feel like everyone will. The question though at the end of the day is like, how do you deal with that? What do you do with that? Do you go from opportunity to rationalization, or do you stop yourself right there and suffocate the seed? Okay. You know who you are. You know what you stand for. And even though you might have had a bit of like an emotional upheaval here, and it might have taken you a bit to kind of like gather yourself and collect your thoughts and sift through this and like think about it and figure out, because at the end of the day, it's not like, what I feel like happened here is that you realize that it's not necessarily the person that came into your life accidentally and showed something to you about yourself. It's like, it's more about what did they show you to yourself about yourself. Okay. You had to sit there and realize that there was a reason why this was even able to become what it was, which is literally just the opportunity. And it could have something to do with, like I said, this emotional distance, and with maybe, you know, a lack of self-worth, or a lack of feeling appreciated, or a lack of feeling understood, a lack of feeling heard. And that in essence, it doesn't really have much to do with the person that came into your life. More over, it has to do with what they showed you about yourself that's like missing and lacking. Okay. Yeah. So, and again, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost like 100% sure, you didn't cheat. You never cheated. You didn't. But the fact that it even, you know, like I said, was even in the room, just the fact that there was an elephant in the room could have felt like cheating, even though nothing happened, even though you didn't take that. It was still like the fact that there was like emotions in you that were confusing. It was like, this feels like cheating. Because it feels like there's something that's not balanced here. Okay. So what else? And not cheating as in like you're being unloyal, unfaithful. It's more like you feel like, you know, if you're someone that's really loyal, really faithful, and you are monogamous, okay? You're someone that values monogamy. That is your thing, okay? And you're in a monogamous relationship with someone, and all of a sudden there's someone else that's just a friend, just giving you affection, just being nice. Just the fact that there's another person there that's like in your orbit is like, this doesn't, you know, no, I mean, like, like, what are you doing here? Okay. That something about the relationship being over, no second chances. Yeah. It could have something to do with, yeah, maybe you had just broken up with your person in this time. Okay. Or maybe there was just a breakup that happened, right? You had just broken up with someone, or you were working through a breakup, or, you know, love. Yeah. You were working through a breakup. You were working through a breakup. You were also working through, what is love? What does it feel like? What does love feel like? Or what does love like? I almost want to say like entail, or how should I say this? What is love? Like, is love, because I feel like what you realize at some point is, whatever you got, one of you put it in the comments again. That one word, limerence. I think it's limerence, right? There's 3 different kinds of feelings, right? It's love, lust, and limerence. I think one of you put it in the comments. And that's what I'm getting here, is that you realized that although there is a bit of like limerence, or, oh, another one of you guys, see, I do read your comments. I love reading the comments. A kindred spirit. You realize that this person here is a kindred spirit. There is like a bit of like, well, I don't know what the word limerence means good enough to want to use it. Okay. But it's like that feeling of, okay, so there is like some level of attraction, but not like in a more of like a kindred spirit kind of way. Okay. There's a bond, but is it love? Like, is it really, you know, is it as deep as what love really is. I don't know. It's like, I feel like you had to work through the fact that you do really love someone else. Even if, and you know, that's just how it is. Even if we're in a toxic relationship sometimes and we're dealing with someone that's very, we believe in, you know, in those moments that we love that person, even, you know, especially when we're maybe too young to realize that the way that they treat us doesn't reflect that they love us. Okay. But if it's something that you're like in the moment going through, you believe that you love that person. And maybe something about that person, you just couldn't let it go. And all of a sudden, you know, you have this other person here that's like, you know, you feel like, you know, wow, this bond, and this is like so emotional, this connection, like it's just different. But is that love? Could it be that? Or is it just this, wow, we understand each other, or we're so similar, or we, you know, there's a connection there, but it's not like, maybe something in your intuition was also telling you like it doesn't feel right for that, you know, to go that way. And you had to sift through a lot of feelings in this time because you're loving someone that doesn't love you back. You're loving someone that doesn't treat you like they love you. And then you have someone over here that likes you a lot and treats you that way. And it makes for a very chaotic inner world where you're now also fighting against your own principles, or you're not against them because you have them and you're not willing to put them down. But it's like, you know, it just feels a bit like you've been sucked into a tornado. Okay. It feels like you just got sucked into a tornado, and now you're, you know, you're kind of like, what is going on here? And you don't want to get sucked into the eye of the tornado because you have these strong principles and these strong morals and values, I guess you could say, right? So you're in the middle of the tornado and you're trying to figure out your emotions, and you're trying to figure out, you know, this person over here is so controlling, and they're so mean, and they're so insulting, and they're so verbally, you know, degrading towards me. And then, you know, it's very confusing. That's what this feels like. Okay. So what else? The Six of Wands. Yeah, that's what's going on here. Okay. I feel like that's just, yes, confirmation. The Hermit. Yeah, you had to go within. This has to do with messages. Catfish. Why did I say catfish? I wanted to say hermit. Why did I just say catfish? That's weird. I wanted to say hermit. So somebody could have been reading your messages, okay? The Hermit. And I feel like these are the messages between you and your friend, your girlfriend, okay? Like your best friend. Let's just put it that way. These are messages between you and your best friend. Somebody could have been reading these messages. Somebody could have been going through these messages. Somebody could have hacked these messages, been reading through these messages here. Okay. The Seven of Wands. Something about the Seven of Swords. Somebody could have stolen these messages. Somebody could have stolen these messages. Somebody could have read these messages and stole these messages. Okay, tell me about the Seven of Swords. Yeah, about control. Somebody being controlling. Somebody being controlling, or you talking to your best friend or your girlfriend about how your partner is super controlling and mean to you. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's you talking. That's you talking about someone else. Okay? Be lighthearted, finding out things coming to light in reverse. Not wanting something to come to light because of someone being very controlling, being very possessive, being maybe very cold. I mean, this is kind of giving me like being worried about someone's reaction because they're very reactive. Like maybe someone has a problem with anger. The Ace of Cups, when it comes to someone, when it comes to a gift, the Hanged Man, again, a moment of enlightenment, or this could have something to do with love. Love. Why is that here? Or we have, again, Pisces energy. Okay. The Queen of Wands. A moment of enlightenment about a Queen of Wands and love. Or the Ace of Swords. This is the truth about what? What's the Ace of Cups and the Hanged Man? Marriage. Huh? No? That does not feel here at place at all. Or maybe you're married. I don't know. Maybe one of you guys in the collective is married to someone. Maybe this happened in your marriage. But no, I'm a little bit confused about that card. Because I honestly was not feeling anything about marriage until now. What is that? A self-absorbed narcissist in a one-sided relationship. Somebody not liking someone. Or maybe someone was very cold towards you because they were married to someone else and you didn't know it. Could also be that. Okay. Boat. Receiving what you need, progressing, arriving. Something about wanting to move on. Wanting to move forward, wanting to move on from someone who was in a one-sided relationship with you because you felt like someone, I like you in reverse. Why is that here? The Queen of Wands and the Hanged Man. Marriage. The King of Swords. Hacked messages, huh? Okay. The Five of Wands, something about a fight breaking out, about someone's plans for the future and wanting to hold on to something or someone. What's this Four of Pentacles? A relationship is evolving to the next phase. Why do I feel like Queen of Wands and King of Swords are the message stealers? Okay. Because honestly, this feels super out of place. This feels super out of place. This does not feel like it matches what was going on here. Everything after the messages and the Hermit, someone reading your messages, someone stealing your messages, someone reading and hacking your messages. Everything after that feels like this is what these people did with your messages when they got them in their hands, okay? Yeah, so basically what you must have been talking about to your friend here, okay, to your girlfriend, was that while you were sifting through this emotional chaos, you were telling your friend about the fact that you were making a choice and that you wanted to be with the person that you see a future with, okay? And that was the person that you were currently, I feel like, in the relationship with already, okay? So you decided to not jump from step 2 to step 3. You decided to end whatever this is. This is giving me, again, the reading from yesterday, okay? You did not fall for the opportunity. You did not submit to the temptation. You cut it off. You suffocated the seed. And then you told your friend that you're going to stay with your person and that you want to plan a future with them. And you see yourself being with this person long term and that this is who you love. Okay, that's just what's coming out. Now, for some reason, we have a Queen of Wands and a King of Swords here. And this has to do with someone stealing some sort of messages, okay? Yeah, okay. Just a bit weird, but okay. So What's the Four of Cups? Oh, and here they go. So they took a chance. They took a risk. They thought that they were being strategic when it comes to someone rejecting someone. Someone rejecting someone. So you reject this friend or this person that comes into your life as a test. You reject this person because you reject, you know, the whole predicament, if you want to call it that way. If you want to call it that. So, okay. And then what? And then what? I feel like coffin and something about something being over. So you're, okay, watching, looking, stalking at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm kind of starting to see where this is going. Watching, looking, stalking. You have people here that if this is your story and you went through this, okay, and you know that people have hacked your messages, read your messages, stalked your messages all the way back to, I don't know, 5 years ago, okay, or longer. They have these messages and they've been manipulating it, or they're trying to create a story around it and change the narrative. That's what I'm getting here. So the conversations where you're talking to your friend about, you know, maybe ending your relationship because your person is being, you know, bad to you or being controlling towards you or not treating you right. Then the whole predicament with, you know, this new person comes into your life that you have a friendship with, okay, you have some sort of a bond with, you have some sort of an emotional connection with, even if it's just platonic, okay? Then you sifting through this whole mess of trying to gather your emotions, trying to figure this shit out because this feels wrong to you, even though, you know, it's just friendship. You're not allowing more to happen. You're not allowing more to develop. It's just an emotional bond, but you don't want it. You reject it, you break it off because it does something to you. Like it makes you feel bad. It makes you feel icky. Okay. Even if nothing happened, it's just like, you know, if you guys know what I'm talking about, it's like that feeling like if you're someone that really prides yourself on doing things the right way, then every time you do something that's wrong, you're going to feel really fucking weird. Okay. And I have a really weird example of this, but like for me that, you know, I can resonate with this energy. And it's like, and this just happened recently. So that's why I think it's coming up for me. It's like, if you live in like an apartment building, sometimes you have to like alternate with the neighbors, right? Who's going to do the stairs? Who's going to clean the stairs? Okay. I don't know how it is in the States, but here in Germany, that's how we do it. Right. So I couldn't do it 1 week because I was sick, right? The week where I was sick. And then I felt so bad because I had to do it on the Monday, but the Monday is technically not my week anymore. But I was so sick that I couldn't do it over the weekend when I usually do it. And I felt so bad that I had to do it Monday morning. It felt so morally wrong. And we're just talking about cleaning the stairs, okay? That I have to do every 2 weeks, but it was my week and I couldn't finish on the weekend and I could do it on Monday morning at 9 in the morning, but it felt so wrong to me. And that's this kind of energy. It's like technically you're not really doing anything wrong. Like who cares? Okay. Like who cares that you couldn't do it Saturday. So now you're doing it Monday morning, right? Who cares? But for me, I was like, oh, this is so wrong. Like this is not my week. This is my neighbor's week and I'm doing it today and I didn't do it last week. It's like, if you know what that feels like, then you know what I mean. Okay. It's something like that where, okay, so what are they trying to say? Let's see. That I feel like that's important. They're trying to switch something around. I don't even feel like this is about having multiple parties. I mean, they could be trying to say that. They could be trying to say that something happened that didn't happen, okay? But I almost feel like they're trying to switch something around. Like they're stealing your messages, they're screenshotting things, and then they're trying to like flip it around in some sort of way. So what are they saying? The Eight of Pentacles, something about working on something, working something out, wanting to work on it with a King of Cups. No. No, that's what they're switching around here. Something about a phone. They're switching something around here. The Five of Wands, about a fight. On a phone. Something on a phone. Something on a hacked phone that they read. Okay. Right. So what are they switching around here? Two of Pentacles. Something about stability, security, permanence, and growth. Something about money. Something about money. What are they switching around here? Child in reverse. Child in reverse. High honor. This is, it has something, I feel like high honor has something to do, I'm not sure if this is actually the authorities or if this is like you being seen as someone who has high honor, or you being someone who does have integrity and morals and values. I feel like child in reverse is like trying to make you look like you're a bad person, or trying to make it look like you're not innocent, or you're not wholesome, or you're not someone with you don't uphold your own standards, or you don't like live by your own code. I guess you could say, what is the high honor child in reverse? The phone. Page of Pentacles. Something about the phone. The Two of Cups. Something about a relationship. Something about having a relationship or being in a relationship with someone. The Page of Pentacles for me is the phone. It's the hacked phone. It's the hacked phone. The Seven of Cups. Someone being confused about a relationship. The Four of Wands. And something about a home, a property. Something about your home. A home? What is this? What did they try and flip around here? Money. Money. Getting money. Something about, okay, so they try to flip around something about you feeling confused, or you not knowing what to do, or you being in your emotions. Something about your relationship. Something about these conversations with a friend. And something about getting money from someone. Heart with the Key. Welcoming love, meeting the one. Something about someone being the one. Maybe you told your friend that you're going towards the person that you still see as the one, like the person that you still consider to be the one. Like, you know that you love this person. Okay, it could have been a conversation where it's like, yeah, yeah, I have this like, friendship with this person over here, and they understand me so well and we get along, but I know that I love this person. I know that I want to be with them. I know that I see my future with them. Okay, is what you could have told them. Yeah, now the truth is coming out. Now the truth is coming out about something here. Okay, and look at the bottom of the deck, text, calls, emails. Okay. So what's the Magician in reverse? We have a Queen of Pentacles here that manipulated something. Maybe on Photoshop. Why am I getting Photoshop? Why am I getting, we have a Queen of Pentacles here who thinks that she's good at Photoshop, huh? Okay. The Three of Wands. When it comes to someone planning something or thinking about the future, the messages. These are messages where you are talking. You are talking about who you see your future with. You're telling your girlfriend in a predicament, no, yes, I get along with them, but actually, no, I know I want to be with this person. I know I love them. I see my future with them. Okay, I think this is my decision. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here. Yeah, Seven of Cups in reverse. It's these messages are about when you came out of the fog, when you came out of the tornado, okay, that you got sucked into, right? It's when you started to step back from everything and go, okay, wait a minute. I'm way too confused here. I feel like I'm sucked in a tornado here. I need to find clarity, and I need to figure this out, because it's doing something with me and it's going too far, and I need to cut this off and I need to figure it out. These messages are about you figuring it out. Okay, with your friends, like you're talking to her, okay, because I feel like it's a girl. Long paragraphs, long messages. Text, calls, emails. Yes. Long paragraphs, right? Probably very long messages. Yeah. Receiving what you need, progressing, arriving. Yeah, something about you moving forward and you knowing which direction you want to go, okay? You know which direction you want your boat to go. You know in which direction you want to flow, and you know it's that in this way. So tell me about this Queen of Pentacles here. This is someone in the community, or this is someone a part of this whole group, okay? Part of the entire group that's been stalking you and trying to do something to you, right? Mature woman. Something about what this Queen of Pentacles gave to a mature woman in the community. And a main male to take it to the courthouse. So after Queen of Pentacles got done photoshopping your conversations, she then gave these messages to a main male and a mature woman, and they took these messages to the courthouse. Okay. All right. So weird. Yes, that's what they did. Yes, that was the strategy. Yes, that's what they did. Knight of Pentacles. That is exactly what they did with that. They stole it. They stole your phone conversations with your best friend to lie about what exactly, okay? Because in those messages, I'm pretty sure you're talking about how you're choosing to be in a relationship with someone, okay? Or stay in a relationship or not. The Strength in reverse, because they were in their ego. Someone's in their ego. Someone being aggressive. The Chariot. The Three of Swords. Someone feeling heartbroken about someone moving forward. Someone being angry. Something about someone being angry. Someone being angry about someone driving somewhere or someone traveling somewhere. A friend. They stole something here when it comes to someone being angry and controlling. Oh, you mean where you're talking about your relationship and that person? Yeah. How they are angry and hostile and aggressive and controlling? Yeah. Something about feeling heartbroken about someone traveling or driving somewhere. Yeah, look at this. Controlling in reverse. One-sided relationship in reverse. You didn't want someone to control you. You didn't want someone to obsess over something. You didn't want someone to restrain you. You didn't want to be in a one-sided relationship. You didn't want to be love bombed. Like, what is this? What is this lying about someone being angry or aggressive or hostile? When it comes to someone dating someone or someone liking someone or someone talking to someone or some sort of romance is blooming. I like you. Or they lied about the fact that you're talking about how the person that you're dating is controlling, and they're angry and they're very aggressive towards you, and they can get very loud and angry with you and mean towards you. And the person, this predicament here, this other person, the King of Cups, this person likes you. This person is nice to you. This person is different. So what I feel like what happened here is what they're lying about, because at the very beginning what came out is Queen of Cups, Queen of Wands in reverse, and this was giving me not a person but an energy. So if you're talking about how this other person is aggressive, controlling, mean, prideful, treating you some sort of way, okay, I guess Miss Photoshop Queen of Pentacles here takes these screenshots, these text messages, and flips it around and pretends like you are the controlling one, huh? You're the mean, aggressive one. You're the one that's doing all this. You're the one that's like this. No, that's you talking to your friend, your girlfriend, your best friend. Okay? But Miss Photoshop Queen of Pentacles here. Queen of Photoshop. Let's call her Queen of Photoshop instead of Queen of Pentacles, right? Queen of Photoshop flips it around, changes the name, and makes it look like you're the one that's this way. Or I don't know what the fuck kind of a name she put in or what she tried to create here. I don't know. I don't know what this Queen of Photoshop did over here with these texts. But you're not talking to the Queen of Pentacles. You're talking to your friend, your best friend. Okay? That is not a part of this whole stalking, hacking group. So how the fuck do they even have these messages, right? How do they even have these conversations in the first place in order for them to flip it around, twist it around, and make it look like you're the controlling one? It's very strange. It's very strange. I don't understand what they did here, but... Okay, so tell me more. What else do I need to know about that? This Queen of Cups in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse. Something about someone being very jealous. Being very jealous. About someone driving somewhere. Being very jealous about someone driving somewhere. Traveling. The Four of Pentacles. And wanting to hold on to someone. Or being very possessive over someone. Or the Five of Wands in reverse. Not wanting to cause a fight. Or maybe it was even your friend, your best friend. Like, let's say this person here, this King of Cups, the one that's so nice to you, right, in the past. Let's say this person visited you. Okay, maybe they came to see you or something like that. Okay, maybe they drove to come visit you. Okay, not for any kind of a romance, not for any kind of a, you know, sex or any of that. Just to have a conversation, just to talk. But maybe your friend gave you the advice maybe not to tell your person because they wouldn't understand that it was just a friend, or they wouldn't understand that nothing happened. They would immediately assume that it was the worst, or they would be very controlling, or they would be very jealous, or they might be very aggressive towards you. Okay, it could have something to do with your own safety as well. Like maybe your friend said, look, for your own safety, like even though nothing happened between you and this other person, you know, if they find out, what do you think will happen to you? Like, you know, maybe this person is a bit controlling. Maybe they're a bit jealous. Okay, maybe they're a bit aggressive sometimes, right? So what else? Something about Seven of Pentacles, Two of Swords. Someone is trying to deny or deflect or create confusion about what someone has been invested into for a long time, or someone... Oh, my cards are the wrong way around. What do you mean? Judgment in reverse. Being judged. Being judged. Someone's under judgment. The Six of Swords. The Four of Pentacles in reverse. This has to do with someone leaving something behind, releasing control, letting go of someone. Or maybe you left. Okay, I feel like you broke up with this person, right? You broke up with someone here because they were controlling. Or because they were being, you know, very nasty towards you. Or they were being overbearing or pushy, or just, you know, I don't know, jealous, controlling, aggressive. That's why you, I feel like, broke up with someone. Okay, you left them behind because you didn't want to be controlled anymore. You didn't want to be monitored anymore. You didn't want to be, like, maybe this is even someone that was constantly projecting things onto you and, like, you know, accusing you of things and, like, just not being understanding at all, not listening to you, just being, you know, very self-centered, and everything is about them. And, you know, Yeah, this could even been someone that was like actually cheating on you, but being very defensive towards you and not wanting to tell you the truth about anything, and always, you know, being very like defensive. I don't know, very defensive. But also a lot of verbal abuse. A lot of emotional. This feels like someone very emotionally abusive, okay? And you broke up with them over that. The Page of Cups. And this has, and something about this person maybe reaching out to you, or someone reaching out to you. This was switched around. Or someone apologizing to you. Maybe the person that you broke up with apologized to you, or reached out to you and apologized to you. This might have been switched around. So again, like if you took screenshots, right? If you took screenshots of the conversation that you were having with the person that you left behind, and you're sending your friend, your best friend, all of these screenshots between you and your person, because you're like, hey, look, they just wrote this, and hey, look, this is what they're saying now. Maybe these hackers stole those screenshots and pretended that it was being sent to someone else, okay? It's kind of what I'm getting here. The Page of Pentacles in reverse. Again, the Hanged Man is underneath. The Hanged Man keeps coming out. So heavy Pisces energy, or someone is just having a moment of enlightenment about something now. The Star in reverse. About somebody not healing from something, someone being unhealed, somebody not, you know, doing the work to heal themselves, work on themselves, somebody not being the one, somebody not feeling like the one. Something that you told your friend about somebody not being the one, someone apologizing to you. Okay, all right, closing words here for the collective with this. The 9, this has to do with the money. This has to do with a lot of money that was sent. A lot of money that was sent to someone here, or maybe sent to you. And you also telling some, yeah. Okay, so the same friend, the same best friend, the same girlfriend, you telling this best friend that you don't want the money, or that someone sent you money and that you don't want to keep it, that you feel bad about keeping the money, that you want to send it back. That's the same friend, same messages. The Six of Swords, moving on, leaving something behind here, a relationship, the Ace of Pentacles. It's the same friend that you told about maybe some jewelry that you got from someone. Jewelry that someone gave to you. That's the same friend. It's like the same chat. It's the same time frame. It's the same chat. All of this. And something about someone driving somewhere. Someone coming to see you. Somebody driving maybe to your house, okay? Someone maybe giving you money. Someone giving you some sort of jewelry. All of this is like the same conversation for someone. The Eight of Swords, also about you feeling trapped. I feel like that's you. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune. You feeling trapped about this turn of events, or this fated situation. It's a test. You feeling trapped by the test. You feeling trapped by someone in your life that's testing you in some sort of way. You feeling trapped about your destiny, your fate. What do you want? You know, which way do you want to go? What makes you happy, right? You overcoming sadness, you coming out of sadness, you wanting to heal, okay? You wanting to feel hopeful again, not wanting to cry anymore, not wanting to feel sad anymore. And this has something to do with this King of Swords in the past. Something about the King of Swords and the Queen of Wands. What they brought forward in the past and pretended like it was their messages or something like that. Yeah, no. Okay, I don't know. All right, I think I got everything. Let's just see. Is there anything else that I missed? Is there anything else that I missed? No, it has messages. an apology, someone reaching out to someone, someone being nice to someone, someone being generous to someone, apologizing to someone, reaching out to someone, something like that. And the money. No, so I got everything. Okay. This has to do with the money. Maybe even reaching out to say thank you. Could be that. Maybe reaching out to say thank you to someone for the money. Yeah, could be that as well. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to leave it at that, okay? I hope this helps. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye.